Then, as I told you, we know the distribution. Now we are quite familiar with the distribution. We know the structure of distribution. Then we have to think about the particularly overhead distribution. We are here to uh, estimate and costing of distribution network. So we must know the elements of the distribution line. Either it may be overhead or it may be underground. So overhead distribution line, if it is concerned, so we have primary distribution, we have secondary distribution, we are having primary transmission, we are having secondary transmission. So component of distribution system. Now once we know distribution system, if it is a primary, it is of either 11 kV or 22 kV, right? If it is secondary, then it is 415 volts or 230 volts, single phase or three phase. You may have RYB and N, that is 3 phase 3 wire 4 wire system. You may have 3 phase 3 wire system. So this is one thing, but what are the components as far as the feeders and distributors are concerned? So distribution system, especially by which the power it is distributed to various utility or utilization of electrical energy. So power, we know that power it is distributed at either of 11 kV or it is distributed at 22 kV. If it is distributed at 11 kV or 22 kV, then these are the bulk consumers and they are having their own substations for further distribution of power. But for retail or small consumers or like domestic consumers, we are having power available at single phase to 30 volt level or 400 volt 3 phase. It may be 3 phase 3 wire or 3 phase 4 wire system. So it may be underground type or it may be overhead type, as we have discussed. So these basic things if we have, and again we have to think that the distributor or distribution line at what particular distance it has to be extended or it will run. But then again you have to think the distribution voltage level. At far end of the distribution line, म्हणजे जो शेवटचा कंझ्युमर आहे त्याच्या लेवलला ट्रान्सफॉर्मर पासून व्होल्टेज मध्ये ±6% पेक्षा जास्त डिफ्लेक्शन येता कामा नये. So voltage at far end should not less than ±6% or ±5% of the rated voltage to the end consumer. That care is to be taken. Feeder and distributor, these are the two different types of conductors or distribution lines, maybe underground or maybe overhead. So feeder is the line which is feeding from one substation to another source. So feeder is having it is continuously running from source to substation and it doesn't have any tapping provided. So design of feeder especially it is based on the conductor, that is current carrying capacity of that. So the current of that feeder especially from start to end remains same. But in case of distribution or distributor, you are having many tappings are provided according to the consumer. So distributors are having different currents in its different sections. So distributor especially associated with the voltage drop. So voltage drop is the major criteria, that voltage drop at far end of the consumer should not more than ±5% or 6% of the rated voltage. That accordingly you are having the distributor design only. So major difference between the feeder and distributor is that feeder is having no tapping, distributor is having tapping. So normally consumers are connected to the distributors. So this major thing you should take into account, whether it is a feeder or whether it is a distributor. System may be either underground or overhead system. So in case of, if you say the ideal or typical distribution system, typical or ideal what in this sense what we will say, that is what the standard. So we have this particular distribution line. If we do the survey, we should have the distribution line that what it consisting of, that is wells. If you may have that particular distribution lines that may start from one particular distribution or particular source and running was the consumer far end. So it has far possible that what when you are doing or when you are erecting or when you are commissioning a distribution line, some things we have to avoid. You may have the distribution line running over a longer distance, so in their route there may be wells, very. You should avoid such obstacles. River may be there, pond may be there, rail route may be there, road may be there, crossing grids may be there, telephone lines are there, bridges may be there, slopes may be there, water logging areas may be there. So these are some areas that you should avoid as far as possible to erect the distribution line in this particular. So in case of ideal thing, this is what particularly you should take into account. की कुठे आपण डिस्ट्रीब्युशन लाईन टाकू शकत नाही सर, किंवा काय अवॉइड केलं पाहिजे डिस्ट्रीब्युशन लाईन मध्ये, काय येता कामा नये. दिस इज व्हॉट द थिंग्स आर देअर, नाही का. देन यू मे हॅव that local authorities must you must have the consultation of the local authority, or you must have to take the permission for the route where you are erecting your distribution line. Suppose the authority is railway, suppose authority is telecommunication department, even as on today we can say the authorities are the farmers. You are running your distribution lines in farms. म्हणजे कधी कधी आजकाल मला असं लक्षात येतं की शेतांमधनं आपल्याकडे सगळीकडे डिस्ट्रीब्युशन लाईन टाकलेल्या आहे, त्या शेताची सुद्धा मालकी त्या शेतकऱ्याचं. दे हॅव टू टेक परमिशन. आता तसं काही करत नाहीत कोणी लोक. नॉर्मली इफ यू अपोज, डेफिनेटली द रिम्युनरेशन, द अफेक्टेड फार्मर विल गेट द रिम्युनरेशन. जर त्याच्या शेतातनं डिस्ट्रीब्युशन लाईन तुम्ही टाकलेली असेल तर त्याचं जे नुकसान होतं आहे त्याची नुकसान भरपाई that will get that the farmer will get, but he has to go for the particular go through the particular procedure. त्याच्यामधनं गेलं पाहिजे. He has to complain about that. So all these things to be taken care. Then you have to locate the nearest ST tapping where you are doing the tapping. So the ST tapping should not far away where you are actually starting your distribution line. Then you have to locate the substation near to the load center. Especially the substation should not at far end, or substation should not at some another end from where you have to run the distribution line over the longer distance. This also you have to see the possibility and try to locate the center and or distribution substation at load center. Then you have to see about that bulk consumers. If you are supplying to the bulk consumer of 11 kV or 22 kV, then you must have separate lines or dedicated lines. किंवा त्याला आपण service feeders असं म्हणतो. Express feeder is the name for the particular 11 or 22 kV feeder. They are directly originating from the main source and terminates into the premises of the bulk consumer. So separate lines provision you can do. For villages distribution, you may have LT distribution, that is 415 volt 3-phase 4-wire system or 230 volt single phase system. So accordingly that you should see the distribution. For agricultural, you may have the transformer substation to be located at load center, and why it is to be located at load center? Because of you will have the economical length of the distribution network, and you may have less losses, and the consumer at far end will not be get affected because of the voltage disturbances. Then excessive and frequent deviations of lines, that is to be avoided. Excessive and frequent deviations means you must have this structure as far as possible the permanent. Then you should avoid the excessive rock blasting. Many times you need to erect the distribution lines, and for erecting these distribution lines you are having the supporting structures, we call it them pole. So getting them sufficient strength for the supporting structure. So blasting is there, and you are blasting, and you are then digging the pits, and then you are fixing your poles and all this. So it is expensive. So avoid excessive blasting. See where you can avoid the cost as far as the distribution line it is there. Long spans, that is to be avoided. You must have regular span or standard span between the two poles. Then you must have the section points, especially minimum as far as possible. Multiple sections, people used to do multiple sections, it creates a complexity. So less sections, minimum sections as far as possible you can do. So these important aspect that what we have as far as the ideal distribution network is concerned, prior to start any erection of the distribution line, you should think that there is no any obstacle like river, well, pond, telephone line. All these are, you have taken suitable permissions, you are having the nearest ST location that you have decided for the tapping, and you are having the distribution line that are running for the bulk consumer are separate lines. They are not again in conjunction with the other substations. You have well planned 3-phase 4-wire system or 3-phase 3-wire system for agricultural and local or rural consumers or village consumers. You have excessive and frequent deviations or disturbances that you have avoided to the transmission lines. Then you have decided that the particular route that is you have taken the permission for the particular route of the distribution network. That particular route which is most economical for erection of the distribution, you need not require to do major blasting of rock and for erection and commissioning of the distribution line. You have suitable fans provided in between the poles and all. So all these it are the basic requirements as far as distribution network or starting of distribution network or distribution line is concerned. Where to erect distribution line, what are the major requirements or what are the ideal requirements, especially what we can say. So these are the ideal cases. Why it is said ideal? Because ideal means we cannot say 100% perfect. So ideal means 100%. एखाद्याला आपण 100% जेव्हा आपण टार्गेट ठेवतो तेव्हा वी मे रीच सम अराउंड आपल्यातले काही 10% जातात, काही 50% जातात, काही 99% जातात. सो हाऊ यू आर अप्रोचिंग. सो यू मस्ट हॅव गोल इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू की डिस्ट्रीब्युशन लाईन मध्ये काय कन्सिडर केलं पाहिजे. सो दॅट इज व्हॉट द आयडियल स्ट्रक्चर इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू अँड अकॉर्डिंगली यू डिसाइड how to erect your distribution line, how to start your erection of work of your distribution line, and what to be considered first. Okay, so these are the important things. You may have simple question for 6 marks, you may have question for 4 marks, or you may have MCQ type questions for this particular. In spite of this examination part, I think it is more important when you are practically going to do the work that you should consider this point first. Many times we never use our knowledge in our practical work. आपल्याला माहित असतं किंवा आपल्याला माहित नसतं पण आपण विचार करत नाही.